And you're looking live at Lafayette Field, Shelton, Connecticut for the 17th annual Dupor Bowl. I'm Mike Colonese, and joining me in the booth will be Ryan DaRin, as always. But first, ladies and gentlemen, a word from our sponsors. Tusker Beer, proud to sponsor the second sponsorship for Tusker, and this year it's known officially as the USA Tusker Dupor Classic. Tusker Beer, premium lager, product of Kenya, East Africa. And we're very pleased to welcome to the Dupor family of sponsors, Lava Soap, the official hand soap of the Dupor Bowl. When the players clean up after the game, they use lava, pumice power. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll turn it over at this time to Ryan DaRin for a few opening comments as I go down to the field and try to set the teams. And I can just say that I have never seen this much excitement for a Dupor Bowl before. We've got more players than ever before. We've got a ref again. And it looks like we're going to have essentially a rematch of the Dupor versus Stupor team that we had last year in Game 2. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to the voice of the Dupor Bowl, Ryan DaRin.
Well, Mike, it's good to be here again. Thank you for the introduction at Dupor 17. As you know, it's a cold Dupor this year. It's about 40 degrees out here. Dupors historically are pretty chilly, and this is no exception. Again, no rain for this Dupor, the 17th Dupor. And as Mike mentioned, we have a last year's Dupor, we had a blowout in Game 1, a 49-0 game, and then in Game 2 we had the Stupor versus Dupor matchup, and that turned out to be a close. Darak is out there as our referee. This is the second year in a row that Harold is not participating in the Dupor, and last year was a big year for Bruce Murray. Bruce last year won his 4th MVP, his first award since 1989. Bruce last year scored 45 points, 5 touchdowns receiving, and he returned 1 interception for a touchdown. He also kicked 1 field goal. So we'll look for we're going to have to look for a big year this year for Bruce. The Dupor team was a little bit worried about the fact that they're be playing a younger, possibly better conditioned team, but we'll look for the experience to come through.
Michael brought the previous sponsor, Tusker, for the game here, and also joining Tusker is lava with pumice.
Pumice powered.
As I assume all of us at the conclusion of the game will be desiring to be cleansed, we'll all be using lava.
Some discussion this year, Paul, about women entering the game, possibly for a player too. We have
yes,
Janelle,
that was a possibility.
Mrs. Wyskiel possibly, and Mrs. DaRin.
I think that could be arranged. I think we might be able to arrange that.
Could be a breakthrough,
yes.
Another breakthrough in Dupor history. Oh, they're doing the toss. Maybe we should get that. Maybe we should get that on tape. In the booth. I know.
You can't believe it, don't you? But you know what? Would you mind if you go into your set and move it up like next to Mike?
Yeah, lots of tools here. Looks like we just had the coin toss down there, Mike.
John, this is really exciting.
Yeah, look at all these participants out there. Is it going to be, what, a 4-on-8?
What it's going to be is 8-on-8, so there's actually going to be substitutions, John, for the first time in the Dupor. Essentially, John, a rematch of the game that we had last year, which we called Dupor versus Stupor. It was probably the best Dupor Bowl game we've ever had. It ended up as a 17-17 tie. Ed Millea captaining the orange-hatted team. So we'll try our best to get all these new names in. We usually have trouble with the names of people we know, so in this case, when we don't know them, I'm sure we'll have even more trouble. The kickoff is going to be by...
You ready upstairs?
Ready.
Ready. I believe that's Dave Olstrom with the kickoff. Darak refereeing, and Dupor Bowl 17's underway, and it's a blast out through the end zone. It'll be a touchback to the 20. A 51-yard kickoff.
That was a mighty boot, Mike. We had a strong leg on that one.
And we're also pleased to have Janelle Montalvan as the first down operator on the near side. Janelle Montalvan, we're happy to have her here. Harold Darak will be the referee. As usual, 15 plays per quarter. Out there on the field right now, you see Paul Tvardzik in the Jomo uniform. If we can get a close-up of that number 1 uniform that Paul's wearing.
See if we can get in there. Oh, yes we can. There we go.
Number 1, Jomo.
All right, there he is.
There he is. You see Bruce Murray to the left of him. Kevin Cwanek returning for, I believe, his 8th year, hard to believe. Tiny Montalvan back for his 2nd performance in the Dupor Bowl. We've got some newcomers out there, DeFeo and Rick Kosturko. And DeFeo is flanking wide out to the left in the red shirt. Bruce Murray also on the left side in the Dolphin. Back to pass is Kosturko. Kosturko throws to Murray. It's complete, and he stopped, but it's enough for the first down across the 20 out to about the 22-yard line. Kosturko completing the first pass for a first down, and the ball is spotted at about the 24-yard line, so a 14-yard gain on the play.
That was our first chance to get a look at Kosturko, Mike, and it seemed like he had a good arm on that one. He and Murray are right on the same page there.
I believe that Kosturko was brought here by Bruce Murray. I might note the absence of Dave Gaynor. This was his year to play. We expected this is the alternate year that he usually comes, but Dave not here. And while we're at it, we'll take a look at some of those Stupor players. We've got Ryan Walkinshaw, who I believe is out there on the line, along with Paul Bronson. Brian Molnar is pointing signals. He's in the red Giants hat and purple shirt. Kosturko now back again to pass. DeFeo wide on the left. Interesting lineup with Tiny Montalvan, a halfback in the backfield. Condon and Kosturko going out on the left. They're well covered. Kosturko looked like he may have been stopped, and it's intercepted. Picked off by number 74, Jeff Millea, a newcomer.
Looks like he pump faked on that one, Mike, and I don't know who he faked, but certainly wasn't a great pass. Went to the defending team, and the Stupor team recovers in very good field position.
I can tell you from being downfield for the beginning discussion that Harold Darak pointed out quite honestly to them that he cannot cover the whole field, and essentially asked the captains which areas they'd like him to cover. They just said, do the best you can, Harold. So Harold obviously doing the best he can, but clearly only one person can't cover the whole field. Millea again at quarterback as he was last year. Puts it up for Molnar. Incomplete.
Right through his hands on that one. That one should have been caught.
John, I can tell you from watching the game film of last year that Ed Millea, whose quarterback statistics were not particularly strong in terms of completion percentage, had a lot of passes dropped on him last year. So not all his fault. The Dupor can be tough for newcomers to get acclimated to. And now let's set the lineup. We've got Jeffrey Darak in now on defense. Jeffrey Darak, Tiny, and Frank Ives are the rushers. Millea again back to pass. Millea looking over the middle. Incomplete. Throwing a little bit short for Olstrom, who just could not quite get open. His favorite receiver was, receivers really, Brian Molnar and Dave Olstrom were big receivers for him last year. Millea back to pass, looking for the orange hats. He gets it complete over the middle. And that's going to be close, but short of the first down. It's 4th down now.
Big decision time here, Mike.
4th and a couple of yards, it looks like. Down at about the 18-yard line. That was complete to... That was the 5th play of the first quarter.
5th play, yeah. Technically, 10 plays left of the Stupor.
Oh, almost over his head. Millea to the... Nice play for the first down. In front of Kosturko on the near sideline at about the 12. So that'll bring up a first down. It looks like, let's see where Harold places it. And is it 1st and goal?
I read it myself.
And it looks like it's going to be right at the 10, so that I imagine we're going to see a 1st and goal situation.
He got both feet in bounds on that, Mike. That was a nice catch. He redeemed himself a little bit after that first drop. But we're wondering if there might be a weakness with the Stupor team, Mike, and that they only have one person capable of throwing the ball out there.
Millea, we found last year, John, has a big arm on him and really can throw the ball downfield. They're blitzing. He gets it off to the sideline, and he's running through the middle. Stop. He actually lost a couple of yards on that play. That was a pass to Rich Taylor, lined up on the sideline. May have even been the receiver by design. We've actually got 2 rookies on the Dupor, actually 3. John DeFeo, Rick Kosturko, and Frank Ives are rookies on the Dupor team. Millea to pass was complete, and he had Taylor really for the touchdown, but bounced off his shoulder.
Wow, that was a big drop on that one, Mike. As you mentioned, he was wide open for the touchdown and just couldn't come up with the catch.
It's going to be 3rd and goal from about the 12-yard line. 3rd and goal. Number 36 is Mark Wilczak, wide on the right. Dave Olstrom also on the right. And Mike Cust wide on the left. Millea looking. It's Bruce Murray picks it up in the end zone. He's deciding whether to run back. He does. It's a poor decision. He only gets out to the 2. But Bruce Murray continues his streak of interceptions. He had 4 of them last year and couldn't have come at a bigger moment this time.
Some thoughts, Mike, that this may be the biggest, most participants since Dupor 85, first year of the team.
That was Kosturko just gets it off, incomplete, looking for Montalvan, incomplete. It is 2nd down. He was under pressure and had to just throw it away. We will be having a press release from the Tusker USA people, read over the air. Janelle Montalvan is the first down person. It is 2nd down, 10 yards to go from the 2. Interesting battle of field position here, John.
Well, let's see if they can come up with a big pass play.
Condon trying to break free on the left. Let's see. Oh, it's a fumble in the end zone. He stopped it. It looks like we're waiting for the ruling. It's a safety. A safety. Perhaps the first in Dupor history.
He held the ball a long time back there, Mike. He had Condon going deep, and it looked as though Condon was open, but I don't think he could throw the ball that far. Let's see, we're going to have a free kick, it appears, from the 10.
And I'll bet that it's Bruce Murray doing the kicking. He's proved he's an excellent kicker.
Bruce was very unhappy with that play, Mike. Obviously, some of the inexperience of the rookie Dupor participant showing up there. You can't hold that ball for a 10 count. You have to get rid of it.
And now, John, we've got the free kick, and it's actually going to be DeFeo. It's going to be kicking from the 10. You guys ready? We actually seem to have an extra player on the field. Nice return. All the way out to the 28-yard line. First down. And that was Olstrom, I believe. 4 in the first quarter. And they have had a special dispensation to apparently allow Jeffrey Darak to play each play, not counting as one of their 8.
See, it looks like we have a strong side over here on the left, Mike, with 2 receivers.
That would be Wilczak and Molnar.
It's like a little bit of a mismatch over here against Cwanek.
Oh, and he gets playing his own defense clearly. Millea looking for room, and valiant effort by Bruce Murray to get it on the tip. Doesn't quite get there, and it falls incomplete. The ball at the 28-yard line of the Orange Hats. They're leading 2-0 on that safety in the end zone where Kosturko was dropped.
I got middle. After 5, you go after
A little discussion about who can go out. It looks like all 3 receivers are on the near side.
A running
a handoff. And he stops right away, gets nothing. Handoff, that was Jeff Millea, who got maybe a yard on the play, but that's about it. It'll bring up a 3rd down and only 2 plays left in the quarter. Millea again back to pass. Again, he's got his brother in the backfield. Jeffrey Darak putting on pressure. Nice catch, and he stopped. And as good as a spin on the right foot, left foot, whether he's got the first down or not. It looks like it's a first down. Harold rules it a first down, so just a 9-yard pickup on that play.
Beautiful sliding catch, though, on that.
Now number 36, Mark Wilczak, a new player coming to the center position. Bronson behind him, and number 74, Jeff Millea, also in the backfield. Pitches out to Olstrom. He's going to throw it on the option. It's up. It's intercepted by Bruce Murray, and it's a touchback as he goes out of the end zone. Hit the back of the line, and he had some running room to return that. A second big interception for Bruce Murray as we end the first quarter. With the score, the Orange Hat Stupors 2 and the all-time Dupors nothing. Bruce Murray was clearly the MVP last year. The league office issuing a press release that indicating it was Bruce's 4th MVP award and his first since 1989. Last year, Bruce scored 45 points, including 5 touchdowns receiving, an interception return for a touchdown, and a field goal. He was 5 of 6 in passing with 2 touchdown passes, and on defense, he had 4 interceptions, including 1 that he returned for a touchdown. Clearly, Bruce's performance last year was one of the very best all-time Dupor efforts, that from the league office. Kosturko, despite having been sacked in the end zone and thrown interceptions, still at quarterback. He pitches back to defend, nothing doing on that play.
Of course, once he pitches the ball, Mike, it's a free rush. He can run right in there, and the Stupor team makes use of that and blitzes in there and gets the quick tackle.
That was Walkinshaw, I believe, on the stop on John DeFeo. And it looks like, they lost a few yards on this play. We've got Murray and Montalvan wide on the far side, Condon wide on the right. Kosturko again at quarterback. Hikes it back to Kosturko. Kosturko, they're going deep. He's throwing long for Murray, and it is almost picked off. A tumble of men, and Murray looking for a call but doesn't get one. Incomplete. It is 3rd down and about 13 yards to go as we see Ryan DaRin.
There he is, a future Dupor participant.
Yes.
Now we have Jeffrey Darak out there, I understand, Mike. I haven't picked him up.
Yeah, Jeffrey's number 13. He is in his 4th Dupor Bowl already at the age of 11.
Unbelievable.
Kosturko again at quarterback, DeFeo wide on the near side, Cwanek wide on the left. They've got to get up to the 20-yard line. And it's going to be Murray going out. He's swearing out. Heavy rush, and it looks like he stopped, but there may be...
There was no blitz call on that, Mike. It didn't seem as though he counted the appropriate 3 Mississippi.
And there's going to be a penalty.
5-yard penalty marked off on that one. Left with a 3rd down and 9. You'd think that this has got to be a huge down for them, Mike. They want to sustain some sort of drive here. Up to now, they've done absolutely nothing on offense.
Yes, you're right. Kosturko again looking for options. He gets these fakes left. He goes to Murray, who's wide open, and he's got it for the first down. Nice play on the near sideline out to the 22 and a first down. Kosturko again at quarterback. 12 plays left in the second quarter. It's 2-0. Kosturko pumps over the middle, incomplete, overthrowing everybody.
Like he was looking for the DeFeo, but DeFeo either cut his route a little bit short or just wasn't looking for the ball.
Mr. Dudra, it will be his first absence from a Dupor Bowl since he's played every year beginning in 1991. So he played 4 years from 91 to 94, missing this year. He's got an interesting distinction, John, of all time, attempting 11 passes and not completing any of them. And notwithstanding that, he still won the MVP back in 1992 when he caught 2 touchdown passes and 106 yards receiving.
That was a big year for him, Mike.
Kosturko back to pass. He gets it over the middle. It's intercepted by Wilczak. Picks it off. Was looking for Murray. Murray was well covered, and this time Wilczak makes the interception. Millea, incomplete.
Olstrom a little bit low at his feet. There's no way he could come up with that one. Darak was a little bit nonplussed this morning, Mike, at the thought some of the players had that he might be participating in today's Dupor as a player. He stated his retirement a couple years ago, and he's sticking to it. No nonsense about that.
Harold was a multiple MVP player, winning in 79, 82, 85, 88, and 93. The first player for a long time to be able to say he won in 3 decades. The 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, Harold was an MVP. John, I noticed that Paul Tvardzik's been quiet so far. He's playing center field with that Jomo 1 shirt. It's beautiful. Who bought that for him? Millea back to pass. Over the middle for Olstrom. Nice catch. He goes up. He makes the catch. It's going to be close to a first down. We'll see where they spot it.
That's Olstrom's second nice catch today, Mike. Looks like they...
it brings up a 3rd down. And Millea now again back to pass. Here comes a blitz. Good pressure by Jeffrey Darak.
They called it, they got him. I don't know what the ruling on the field's going to be, Mike. It doesn't look like they're giving him a sack on that one.
It was very, very close. Fourth down, no, it looks like they're going to go for it.
Fourth down, this is a huge play here, Mike.
Rather than attempt the field goal, yeah.
If they get the first down here, they could run out most of the first half. If they miss it again, this is going to be a big turnaround for the veteran Dupor team.
Yeah, clearly the biggest play of the game so far.
I think the Dupor team has 2 blitzes left. Might look for another one right here.
Wilczak and Bronson on the sideline along with Bill Wyskiel for the Dupors and Jim Hawley. Millea at quarterback, Taylor wide on the right, Walkinshaw wide on the right. Looks for Taylor. Now he's going all the way. Touchdown! Beautiful catch over Kosturko. Nice play on that. That was again Olstrom with a big TD catch, and they take the lead 9-0. I think Murray's got to go in at QB. Beautiful big kickoff goes through the end
right out of the end zone.
They'll touch back to the 10. Generally, each year, Paul finds something to get angry about.
Well, we haven't had any injuries yet this year, so we're
And now we got a new QB, Doug Condon in at quarterback. He is ready to go. Set. Oh! Incomplete. Juggling as he came out. Looking for Murray and just incomplete.
Well, they shook things up a little bit there, Mike, and it seemed to help. A lot more action on that play.
Yep.
Didn't work out for him, but looked like things were moving a little bit quicker anyway.
5 plays left in the first half. 9-0. All right, Condon here. They're blitzing. Condon's with the speed, gets away. Oh, right in the hands of Olstrom. Intercepts the ball right into his hands. A big interception at about the 13.
Looked like Murray was open on that one, Mike, and Olstrom was playing center field, and just very athletic move, cut in front of him, and picked that ball off. Luckily for the Dupor team, Murray nailed him right away, or that could have been another score. They get 6 points here, Mike. The game could be over.
Millea looks, fakes to the right. Now he goes long. He's all alone.
Overthrown. Throws that one right out of the end zone.
Timeout is called.
3.5 plays left.
Timeout! Offense!
3 receivers on the left. Millea quarterback. Taylor cutting across the middle. Overthrown, incomplete. 3rd down. Down to 2.5 plays.
Is there a can opener, gentlemen?
It's around here somewhere.
Up there.
Here it is.
Paul, I think you got to get back in there. Give some direction to this team.
No, someone else is giving direction.
Come over here!
Murray should be quarterback. Right tip.
Thank you.
You should be receiving. Millea looking. Dumps it off. Incomplete. And that brings up a 4th down.
4th down, big play. 4th and about 5 it looks
And they're
like.
going to try the field goal. Actually,
Let go! Timeout! Defense!
well, leaves 2 plays left in the half.
No! In football, there's a 10-yard end zone.
10-yard end zone, then the gap. You gotta go 10 yards.
This is football.
9 yards from the 10.
All right.
Do the 10 out.
It's no good. No
Come
good.
on. Does anyone give consideration to the loss?
They got a break there.
The goalpost is always at the back of the end zone, so you gotta go 10 yards.
Well, I don't care. Well,
And then the 9 yards.
okay. 9-0. They dodge a bullet there, John, on the interception. They cannot turn it into points, and that could come back to haunt them. That's Paul Tvardzik.
Holland should be sitting this one out over with Jim.
Kosturko back in at quarterback. Condon is out at quarterback anyway. Kosturko looking, throwing it long for Murray. Oh, it's intercepted! Intercepted again. Intercepted again. This one by Cust. A Dupor rookie.
That's the second half of that good receiving duo that they have out there, Mike. He's came up with at least one good catch in the first half of this game.
Yep.
And that was a nice interception. Some comment that there might have been a push-off, but we didn't see it from up here.
1.5. 1.5 plays left. I believe they have one more timeout, so arguably they could get 2 plays out of this at the most. Snap back to Millea. Millea looking long, overthrows everybody. It's incomplete. See, Murray is now playing the center field, guarding the goal line. Obviously, they've got to go for the goal line on this play. Last play of the half. Might see a blitz. I don't think they've used all 3 yet. And he do. Here comes the blitz. Everybody's coming. He gets it off. It's complete to Molnar. But he's stopped, and that's going to be the end of the first half. For the score, the Orange Hats 9 and the Dupors nothing. And complete by Molnar, stopped at the 12, and that brings up the halftime. A hotly contested Dupor Bowl. They're kind of trying to feel each other out here, sparring a little bit.
What do I know about
I have the feeling, John, I get the impression that they really haven't really started playing in earnest yet.
Well, cold day, Mike. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but it takes a little bit to get the blood pumping on a cold day like this.
You're right, John, and now it's just as good a time as any for a Tusker. Tusker Premium Lager, Kenya's award-winning malt lager, brewed from the pure waters of Mazima Springs from the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro. Tusker, proud sponsor of the Dupor Bowl for the 2nd year in a row. And by Lava Hand Soap, pumice powered. Lava Hand Soap with pumice. Gets extra dirty hands really clean. Well, John, here we are at the half of game number 1 in the Dupor Bowl, and Harold Darak up here in the booth. A hotly contested game. It looks, Harold, like, now obviously you have to be impartial here, and, but it looks, Harold, like the Dupors haven't quite gelled yet. It seems to me they've got the talent, but maybe haven't quite figured out how best to use it.
That's a good assessment. I think you're right. It's a hotly contested contest. Initially, both teams trying to figure out what to do on offense. I know the youngsters are having a problem with how many men the Dupor folks are sending out and which ones they are. And of course, I can see that from the field. You might not be able to see that up here in the booth. But it's only 9-0, and we've seen more explosive games.
That's right.
The only thing is, obviously, there's a lot of people on the field. And that cuts down the score normally.
And it's clearly not out of hand. I mean, as I see it from up here, 9-0, they get a score, and they're right back in this game at 9-7.
Well, like everything,
plenty of time left.
Like everything, turnovers is the key, and Dupor, I think, has probably had a few too many turnovers at the key points of their game.
Yeah, good point. Now, Harold, who receives the ball to start the second half?
The youngsters are going to get the ball because the Dupor folks received it at the beginning of the game.
They had that booming kickoff that went through the end zone, and you're right. So there will be the youngsters getting the ball to start the second half. It's great to have, Harold. We pointed out, Harold, that you actually won the MVP in 4 different decades, and you're the only one who'll be able to say that for a long time. 70s, I'm sorry, 3 different decades.
I'm not old enough to be able to do it before.
70s, 80s,
Plus, I won
90s.
something in the 60s that I don't remember.
But we'll have to wait until after the year 2000 for somebody
Maybe I'll
to
come back.
to that.
Nosa did, you know.
If Michael Jordan can come back, so can Harold Darak.
We'll be switching sides, Harold, at the halftime. Is there any wind factor at all down there? It doesn't really seem to be.
No sun factor.
Okay, no wind or sun factor, as Harold pointed out. You can see on the sideline players mingling around as traditional for Dupor Bowl halftimes. A few players puffing on a cigarette or cigars or what have you, drinking the traditional beer. Really an excellent turnout this year. Clearly perhaps the biggest turnout we've ever had. 1984 we had a really big field out there. But this year it's great to see some new people coming back after last year, and hopefully will continue to lead the Dupor tradition as we move toward the 21st century. Dupor Bowl towards the 21st century is really an exciting concept. we can go take a look again at the Tvardzik designed field. USA Tusker showing the sponsorship of Tusker beer in this Dupor Bowl. They've insisted on changing the name for the sponsorship purposes to USA Tusker First Dupor Classic, but Roman numerals 17 at each 20, showing the fact that this is in fact Dupor Bowl number 17. In Cwanek, we can note again the return of the work boots that Kevin is wearing, and that's Dane manufactured.
Dubbed the cement boots by Kevin earlier in the day.
Kevin, what do you think so far out there? It's pretty hotly contested. It's only 9-0. You guys are still in it. Can you come back?
I think if we quit passing to the other team and pass to our own team members, we can come back.
You've had a lot of turnovers.
More turnovers than completions.
I noticed, Kevin, that last year Bruce Murray was a standout as a quarterback, and maybe Bruce's quarterback for the second half maybe will lead to some changes in that regard.
It's very possible. I know our new friend out there, Mr. DeFeo. I think he's got a good arm.
Okay.
Gotta give him the chance.
So DeFeo may be a possible quarterback as well.
Definitely.
And that is John DeFeo on the sideline, possibly coming in at quarterback in the second half. You see the collection of the Dupor people on that sideline.
It is confirmed.
It is confirmed. It looks like DeFeo will be going in at quarterback. Let's see if that turns the Dupor fortunes. The 17th Dupor Bowl. And there's two guys. Let's get a shot of the two real stalwarts of the Dupor Bowl, Bruce Murray and Harold Darak, with the next generation, Jeffrey Darak, waiting in the wings. It's only a matter of time before Jeffrey starts racking up those
We can tell who he idolizes. It's not his father, baby.
Bruce, having won his 4th MVP last year, joining Harold in those ranks. But we were pointing out that Bruce has to wait until the 21st century to get MVP victories in 3 decades, as Harold has, having won in '79, a couple times in the '80s, and also in the '90s.
You were good.
That's why I'm retired.
That big dump on the field!
Halftime show, folks.
He's gonna eat it.
Call maintenance!
Look at my one. I'm done.
Call maintenance!
Oh, you gotta get in.
Here's the kick. Starting second half. With the ball drop. Picks it up. Makes a turn there up to almost the 17, 18-yard line.
Again, we've got Millea quarterback. Taylor going long. Murray's on him and he's sacked. A big play in the backfield. Dropped him for a big sack of about 4 yards or so.
Cwanek and Darak looked like came up with a big play on that one, Mike.
That's what they do.
Exactly right. An injury in the backfield.
Bruce Murray's down. I think he just is tired. Not from about the 11. Second at about 13 or 14. He's got the speedsters going long. It's intercepted. There it is. Big play by DeFeo. Intercepting the ball, returning it to the 8-yard line. That's exactly what they needed. This is the opportunity for them to get right back in this ballgame, John.
Quarterback on that one, very upset with his pass, Mike, number 00 out there. He apparently didn't see the defender and threw it right to him. Deep pickoff.
And it also looked like the man walking back now, whose name is Taylor, was Rich Taylor, I believe. It looked like he was open. He was just streaking down the right sideline. We know that Millea's got a gun on him and probably could have connected.
We got Condon and DeFeo back there.
No, Condon is the halfback. DeFeo looking for an opening. I think he got it. Yeah, it's a catch. It is a catch. It didn't look that way to us.
That was very close, Mike. Looked like he got his hands under the ball.
I think he did. A big play to Kosturko. So the two rookies on that team connect. And the defense is suggesting they see something that says it's a run. Condon in the back. He does pitch to Condon. Condon is going to run with the ball up the middle. Doesn't get too far. Gets close. Up to about the 2. Murray is dead. Very deep. This is an unusual formation.
It is. Possibly look for Murray to pass the ball.
It's a blitz. Oh, nothing ever happened.
Although Cwanek is halfway downfield, so obviously with some movement on the
Let's
offense.
see what they're going to do. Oh, and it looks like they're backing up the Dupor. Hey, penalty.
They're back. That could take the running play out of the option book here.
Very self-destructive.
There goes the flag. Late flag, but nonetheless accurate.
Unless they try to get a field goal, wouldn't be bad. Here comes the blitz. Pitch to Murray. Murray gets it off.
Man open.
It's going to be intercepted by Olstrom. He could go all the way. Stopped by Tvardzik. He threw an ill-advised pass, John. He threw it all the way across the field.
Right, Mike. Looked like that penalty really put him out of the position that they wanted to be in. They got the same play, and from the two, that might have been effective, but not from the nine.
Really threw him off, and now here they are with the ball at about the 24-yard line. Hey, Sid, go get in that game.
Oh, okay. That's what I needed.
Get in there. Here they are, back with the ball, 9-0. Now down to 9 plays, throws it out to Taylor, who cuts into the middle, stopped, a gain of about 3-4 yards. I suppose they may try to methodically, the rookies with the ball. Millea quarterback, Olstrom in the backfield, pitch to Olstrom, he's got the option to run, immediate rush, completes it though, complete. It's called a catch and it's enough for a first down. Over to Jeff Taylor at about the 25-yard line. First down. A gain of about 7 yards on the play. Millea quarterback, Olstrom in the backfield. Pitch, snap back to Millea. Olstrom staying to block. He's in trouble. Gets it across. Incomplete. Second down, 10 yards to go. And Jim Hawley's still not quite in the game, although now he's actually on the sideline. He's getting closer.
He wants to actually have played a play this year's Dupor play.
Millea with the ball, second down and 10. Looking long, going for Molnar. Condon's back. Incomplete through the end zone.
What an excellent attempt, Mike. That was right on his hands.
Yes, it was.
Would have been a tough catch. But, hey, the ball was right there. Of course, here at Lafayette Field, Mike, this is one of the premier facilities in all of the Valley.
Yes, it is. And it's no better than when it's dressed up for Dupor Day.
It's
Play, pitch to Olstrom. He can run, but Wyskiel coming in with the pressure. He's going long. He's incomplete.
Another drop touchdown, Mike. Right in the same area of the end zone. That's
Brings up a fourth and 10. Fourth and 10. So far, the Dupor Allstars are holding. The fact that so many of them have returned this year and brought some friends. Taylor racing down the sideline, puts it up for Molnar. Get on, and they hold him. A big play. The ball is turned over on downs to the Dupors. With
the veteran Dupor team in this one, Mike. They're still down only by 2 scores.
That was 4 straight incomplete passes on that series, John. And on the other hand, they held the ball since the time of the interception for 6 plays.
They ran a lot of timeout with that drive, but couldn't come up with a score.
This is the time, and Jim Hawley's still not in the game. He's moved farther away now. Down around the goal line, I saw he was doing some stretching.
I think the dog was barking at him a little bit, so he moved back.
Oh, there he goes! Oh, and Jim Hawley coming into the game. Bruce Murray coming out. I don't know, John. This is a key series. Bruce coming up a little lame, though. Apparently a groin injury.
Well, you know what they say, once you get married, Mike, you don't use that part of your body as much.
So obviously a little bit out of
condition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kosturko back at quarterback. Took Cwanek, completes it.
Average the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but really no game. 9-0. A very interesting game being played here today.
It's really been a chess match, Mike. There's been some drives. There's been a couple scoring, just one scoring drive in the game. But a lot of turnovers, and really we're playing for just a couple scores in this one.
It's like Condon, no, Kosturko a quarterback. Looking for Ives, incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 10. We're down to the last play of the 3rd quarter. Here comes the blitz. Kosturko looks frazzled. He gets it off, incomplete, and there's a flag going down. A grounding penalty, which will be marked at the spot where he threw it. And a lot of disputes about that call. It brings up a 4th down. I would imagine they have to punt. Oh!
Derek's done an excellent job today, Mike, of letting the players play, but Swift goes into that one and set out some peppers a little bit.
I have a little question on that call myself, John. He was throwing it downfield. Looks like they're punting. Bruce Murray in punt formation.
Notably absent from this year's Dupor is Mr. Darak's new wife, Millea.
Oh, he gets it up. A nice kick. Nobody's going to return that. It's going to be marked out of bounds down at about the 11-yard line. A fine punt by Bruce Murray. This is a very key series as we enter the last play of the 3rd quarter. Last play of the 3rd quarter.
Not much time left in this one, Mike. We're going to have to look for some aggressive defense on the part of the Dupors and in hopes of generating or creating a turnover here.
And they really, John, should be thinking in terms of 2 scores. They need a field goal and a touchdown. It doesn't really matter in which order they get it. So if they get down to where they're in good position, they probably shouldn't take any chances and settle for a field goal if they have to. Millea is looking. Got the line by Bill Wyskiel. Nice defensive play.
Big number 89 comes up there with a nice play.
Nice play on defense. Game's moving along quickly. These players all know the rules. Millea wide open. A wide open Olstrom. He's the top receiver. You wonder how he can get that open, John.
Well, it was kind of a little bit of a quick snap there, Mike, and I think they may have caught the Dupors off guard. No one, certainly not the Dupors best defenseman on Olstrom at that. See if we get a close-up of that later in today's game.
Oh, flags down all over the place. That was an ugly looking thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit out of sync that time.
Illegal procedure is called on the rookies. Harold steps it off. Penalty is not a play. Millea looking long for the hole. Wide open! Wide open! There was nobody within 15 yards of him.
He was out of our screen on that one, Mike. We couldn't catch up with him, but there weren't any defenders back there either, so I don't feel too bad.
That was Rich Taylor, just absolutely wide open. Well, they got 9 players on the field.
Official timeout. Not a charge timeout.
Looks like Cwanek, no Kosturko is going off the field. They're playing with 9 men on the field. Jeffrey Darak was okay, but when they took him off, now they really could bring him back on, John.
Yep, Derek's a free man, it appears.
Jeffrey should be on the field. Millea fakes near side left. Unbelievable play! Oh, that's amazing! A touchdown! 9-7.
Huge play, this one, Mike. We can't overstate the importance of that one.
That is one of the best plays I've ever seen in the 17 years of the Dupor.
It's been a defensive battle all day, but Murray comes up huge that time.
Unbelievable!
Absolutely huge, Mike.
It is now 9-7. They're right back in the ball game with still 13 plays, or rather 12 plays left to go in the game.
Right now, Mike, and that looms large. That safety earlier in the game with Kosturko not being able to get rid of the ball, demonstrating some some rookie errors.
Kick by Cwanek is a nice one, end over end, taken at about the 2-yard line. Cust cutting, finally gets it up. Nice return up to the 18-yard line. 9-7 ball game.
Hawley injured himself on that tackle.
Murray vying for back-to-back MVP awards. May in part depend on the outcome of this game. Millea quarterback looking, complete to Molnar. Really a shot out to Molnar, complete just across midfield to the 29 of the Dupors. Now likewise, if the Orange Hats go right down and score, then they've demonstrated that they're in complete control of this ball game.
Good point, Mike. This is a huge possession here. This possession could determine the outcome of this game.
Oh, nice defense. Wait a minute, we got a flag though. And we've got a pass interference called on Ives of the defense, which is going to be an automatic first down. 11 plays left in the game. Murray playing the deep safety position. You know he wants to win this game, and he's looking for another pick. Millea throws it up. It's going to be out of bounds and incomplete.
That play was well covered, Mike, and you have to think that he almost threw that one away, or at least at a spot where the defender couldn't come down with it. He's got to be a little bit shaken after that last play where Murray brought it all the way back to the touchdown.
No blitz is forthcoming. Millea puts it up.
Oh, wide open again.
Wide open for Jeff Taylor, but he's incomplete, and it brings up a 3rd and 10. Here comes a blitz. It's all out. Millea gets it off and complete to Molnar, but he's going to be short of the first down. He did a good job covering that blitz. They came all out. It brings up a 4th down, and it looks like about 4 to 5 yards to go.
Stupors had a lot of people right in that area, Mike. Looks like they have 4 people right there. Looks like the Stupors are going to...
They're lining up quickly.
Here.
8 plays left in the half. They needed 5 yards for the first. But he's going long. Wide open. It's a touchdown over Bruce Murray into the end zone for the touchdown. And that may be the icing on the cake, John.
That was a huge play, Mike. They went back to their stalwart receiver, and he came up big for him again here. Unbelievable game.
And they're dejected. They know just how big a play that was. Had they been able to stop them there, they would have then had the ball and been in a position to try to go ahead and take the lead. But it's now 16-7 with just 7 plays left in the game. They really are going to have to score quickly and then come up with a turnover to have a chance to win this game. Remember, they need a touchdown and a field goal to win it. Custer Premium Lager is really a fine product.
By Dupor.
A timeout is taken. So really, there are now 8.5 plays left.
7.5, right?
8.5. Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry, yeah. DeFeo looking for opening. Can't get anywhere. And really, a short return, not even out to the 10. Ball is resting at the 8-yard line. DeFeo now in at quarterback.
Hey, they're going to this man that they said could lead them to victory here today. Let's see what he can do.
Looks like Murray's a tight end. No, Murray's in to block. Looks like a blitz. It's back. Nice. Wilczak makes the tip on that play. Certainly not keeping track of that. Comes another blitz. DeFeo again is in trouble, and he's sacked. Close to a safety. I haven't seen the ruling yet.
Hard line out there.
And does not look like a safety, but he's sacked at about the 1-yard line.
There's the rookie, Mike, not knowing where he is on the field. That could have been another expensive 2 points for the Dupor Allstars.
Here comes a blitz again. Kosturko, it's batted and almost intercepted and incomplete.
You really have to say that they came in here with a plan today, Mike. It wasn't just any rookie team coming in challenging a veteran group. They had a plan and they executed it here today.
We're down to, it's only 2 o'clock, so I imagine we will have a second game and maybe whack up these teams a little bit differently. Here we go. This is their last possible chance here. Kosturko at quarterback. Montalvan, Condon, and Murray wide on the left. They're going out. Kosturko's looking. He's got to get the yardage to Montalvan! Incomplete! Incomplete! Almost had it. And it's going to revert to their team on downs with 2.5 plays left. They're blitzing. Play incomplete. Bronson was all alone. Here comes the blitz again. Millea can run it in, and I think he draws a touchdown on the blitz. Ed Millea with the touchdown, making it 23-7 with half a play left in the game.
Had a couple of one-handed touches there, but no one got him with two hands, and
half a play.
That was good for the touchdown. This is a team to be contested with for future Dupers.
This kick's going to go out of bounds. They have a chance to take it at the spot or send it 5 yards deeper. They're going to take it right there. That's not a play. So we're now, this is essentially the last play of the game no matter what happens.
First down.
Find something they can build on for the next game. Ives streaking down the field, now cutting across the middle. He's throwing it all the way, and tiny Montalvan incomplete. And that's the end of the game. 23-7, the Orange Hat team winning a big victory here, and we hope to get some interviews in a moment. This is Mike Colonese back on the air for our sponsors, Tusker, and I now have a very important message. To read to you. From Nairobi, Kenya, the Tribal Council has issued this official press release. In this age of never-ending change, it is with a heavy heart we make this statement. Due to increasing financial difficulties and withdrawal from numerous sponsors, we, the Tribal Council of the State of Kenya in the country of Africa, announce the Dupor Bowl no longer in existence. But in accordance with tribal law and native tradition, we proclaim a new alliance. As of November 25th, 1995, the former Dupor Bowl will now be known as the USA Tusker Dupor Classic. Let us welcome with open arms our brothers from the country called USA. We look forward to a long and prosperous alliance filled with the integrity and tradition that the former Dupor Bowl upheld. Please join us in the continued celebration of this long and rich tradition. Respectfully yours, the Tribal Council of Kenya. And now this message. Once again, we journey down the path that leads us to this sacred place. The lines that will act as our boundaries have been drawn. The sides that will do battle have been chosen. Our weapon will be the egg-shaped spear called the football. The battleground will be what we know as the football field. Just as our forefathers, the mighty warriors, stood proud on the untamed plains ready to do battle, we now do the same. Let us, as modern-day warriors, stand proud on our battleground as we engage in this, the ultimate combat. This is our right, handed down to us with the passing of time. May we uphold the honor of this battle and celebrate its triumphant end with dignity and pride. As our ancestors shouted the tribal battle cry before going into combat, so too let us now shout, Jumbate, Jumbate Kutumbe, as we enter into battle in this, the first USA Tusker Dupor Classic. Bula Bula Jumbate. A word from our sponsor, Tusker Beer, and let us not forget, Lava. Pumice powered. Lava with pumice gets extra dirty hands really clean. Yes. All right. Let's have a hand for the ref. All right, can we get one of these orange hats for our interview up here? It looks like you guys. It looks like you guys had done a little bit of working out in the off season to prepare for this game. Tell us about that.
Oh, well, I've just been drinking a lot of beer and sitting back watching football.
That helps with the Dupor Bowl. You guys really seemed like you had control of the game. It was only 2-0. Hawley contested, but ended up coming up and winning the game, coming big. Any particular standouts on the team, or is it pretty much a team effort?
Well, you know, Dave Olstrom down there, he's, we played for a while. He hadn't dropped the ball today. I can't say that for myself, but Eddie Millea threw better this year than he did last year. I guess he's been practicing with the arm.
So this Stupor tradition has been going back 17 years now with us. You guys are only in your second year. I take it this will now become an annual tradition?
Yeah!
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
That's good.
We will carry on the tradition for years to come.
We need new blood as much as possible because everyone else is retiring up to the booth here, as John and myself have. And Harold now is retired to be a referee, so we always need the newcomers into the league. So we welcome you guys and hope to have you here for many years to come.
And we thank you very much for inviting us back. And
we're back on the air as we get ready for the second game. With me here is Ed Millea, who's quarterbacking. Looks like your team really had it in sync this year, Ed.
Yeah, caught a few breaks.
Yeah.
No drop passes this year.
No, not as many as you had last year.
Not as cold.
Wide open in the end zone.
You were too open. They were too open. I got nervous.
Well, that'll do it sometimes.
To rush in, try to throw it over their heads.
So we're glad to have you guys come back this year and hope to see you here next year as well.
So,
I was wide open. How
We'll be back.
I'm a big target.
It looks like now they're splitting up the teams, John, as we get ready for the second game. I think they've selected two captains, not sure who they are. We're trying to set up teams, and it has not been completely done yet.
That should be interesting, Mike. We'll see how this one turns out. I think Darak made a good point at halftime. That the more players out there, the less scoring you have.
Here comes Bruce. Bruce, hell of a play. One of the best I ever remember seeing in the Dupor Bowl. Of course, my memory is kind of shot, but that was the best one I remember. Yeah. It was a nice play, but just not quite enough.
Well, you know, Mike, it was just really, it was luck. The ball came over. The sequence kind of escapes me as well. But I think, you know, it just got tipped my way. It was a lucky break, and I was happy to be at the right place at the right time for once.
We got the national anthem.
I tell you, these guys in the Orange Hats, they put up a good game. It's a good second generation of Dupor players.
It's excellent to see.
Even though our tails got waxed, I can't help but be a little excited about the Dupor prospects coming up in the next few years.
It bodes well for you moving up to the booth with the rest of us.
I'm looking forward to that. We all know my agent's been negotiating with the network to get me up with you guys.
We hope to see you
hopefully next year or maybe the year after I'll be up in the booth with you and John and sucking back some Tuskers.
Now, Bruce, can you tell us what the teams are for this second game? Has that been decided yet?
Actually, Mike, I can't. I'm on somebody's team. It looks like I'm on these guys down here, and they're down there.
Huh.
Me and Doug are separated. Ricky's on their team, and I don't know any of these guys' names. So I'm basically going to go out there and just be the old fat man, and hopefully not get myself killed.
Well, we're looking, one thing I forgot to check whether we've ever had back-to-back MVPs. Of course, MVP traditionally is the winning team, so the fact that he did not come up on the winning side that time may hurt, but it's not conclusive. It's not decisive.
Well, I don't think any one player dominated in the first game, and
yeah, you're right.
You know, there were a lot of good plays by a lot of good players, but it was a hard struggle, and I don't think the score is really indicative of the way we slugged it out there. So I think the MVP is up for grabs, really.
And Bruce, I can tell you that in our 16 previous Dupor Bowl MVP winners, we've never had back-to-back MVPs, so it does give you something to strive for.
Interesting.
You came back strong in 1994 season. You'd had a kind of a letdown. There was a year that you missed once in the 90s.
Yeah, I had an injury, and I came back the next year and wasn't quite in sync. And of course, last year was a good year. You know, Harold wasn't in the year, and he'd won the MVP the year before. And for some reason, I always seem to try and come back and do a little bit better. I think if you look at the MVPs, 3 of the 4 I won were after the year Harold Darak won.
Yeah, very interesting.
There is a correlation to that.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. That's interesting.
So anyway, I gotta go. They're calling me down there.
Good luck to you, Bruce.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you after the game.
See you next year. Hi, Mom.